Good Monday morning, or should I say happy first day of school. All across the city, kids are going to be packing their lunches and swinging their backpacks over their shoulders and heading off to their first day of school. But on your morning commute, you have to remember to slow down and watch for kids as they're crossing the streets. And this morning, I am talking with Officer Dave Mercer, who's going to give us traffic tips for both parents and students. So, Officer Dave, go ahead and tell us about people who are going to work this morning. What are some traffic tips for them?
Well, certainly something we always like to encourage drivers to do is to simply stay alert. I know it's early in the morning. We're always kind of half asleep, but we encourage people to maybe wake up just a little bit earlier, get that morning cup of coffee, have some breakfast, and just be awake and be alert and have situational awareness when you're driving. Because as you said, we're going to have an influx in children, typically in the morning hours and the afternoon hours, where we're going to see a lot of foot traffic getting around the schools. We certainly have some school zones with a lot of reduced speed. So we encourage drivers just to pay attention and be alert when they're driving.
So whenever it comes to drivers, what is your biggest problem that you see most often?
Certainly the biggest issue that we face as a police department is speed. Speed is the number one contributing factor in the majority of accidents that we see. And certainly in and around the schools, as I said, we have the influx in the foot traffic, and those school zones are reduced to 15 miles an hour. So we do see a lot of increased speed in those areas. However, those areas are clearly marked. So again, if drivers simply just pay attention, they'll be able to see those signs and adjust their speeds accordingly.
So it's 15 and not 20 for school zones. And for kids, you know, they're getting out of the car, they're rushing off to school. So what kind of safety tips do you have for children?
I certainly always encourage kids to look once, look twice, then look again is my rule. Certainly cross the street at the corners, at the crosswalks. If there's a crossing guard present, be sure to pay attention and listen to that crossing guard. And I also encourage parents to teach their kids. There's so many kids that don't know how to properly cross the street or what to look for or the dangers that are present. So parents, please take some time and teach your kids the proper way to do those things to keep everybody safe.
So stop, look, and listen. And just a recap, make sure to wake up early, get that morning coffee, get your breakfast, make sure you're fully awake before you hit the roads. And then for children, stop, look, and listen always, or the 1, 2, 3 as Officer Dave.
Look twice, then look again.
Just as Officer Dave said. Now keep it right here, because coming up I have another important back to school tip for you, and we're talking back to school fashion. You want to look good for that first day and for that first week. So keep it right here on News Center 1, and we will be right back after this short break. Good morning, Anya. Well, the first week of school is all about making good first impressions, and what better way to make a great first impression than dressing your best? This morning I have 9 fashion trends for kids that are must-haves for both boys and girls. So starting off, we have colored jeans. And you know, jeans are the easiest way to get dressed in the morning. Throw on jeans and a t-shirt, but to spice it up, you can wear bright blue, bright purples, anything to make it a little bit more fashionable. Also, you have your graphic tees, which is anything from a cartoon character to a funny saying, maybe something with sports. Your third fashion statement are statement jackets. Now, these are jackets that are either a fun color or have a fun print. Fall florals are really popular for the girls. Of course, florals are always pretty popular in the fall. And then there's something called athleisure wear. Now, I had never heard of this term, but that means comfy athletic wear. So your sweatshirts, all of your hoodies, any kind of sweatpant that you can pass off for school. Your 6th fashion trend is bold prints. Now, this is anything that is really brightly colored, any kind of fun print. For girls, we have animal prints. Now, this is something that I saw all the time in all the stores that I went to. There was lots of cheetah, lots of zebra, so that'll be really fun for the girls this fall. But for boys, the print that was taking over was plaid. Now, plaid is always a fall fashion trend for both the boys and the girls, but whenever I was shopping, all for the kids, for the boys, I saw tons of plaid out there in lots of fun colors. And then finally, your last fashion trend for the fall for kids is fun socks. Now, you can do a lot with socks. There's all kinds of prints, all kinds of colors. There's a lot you can do with socks that you never would have thought that would have been a fall fashion trend. Now, with these tips, I'm pretty sure that all of you kids out there will be getting an A+ in fashion. And Lewis, I'm pretty sure I saw you rocking a back to school fashion trend, right?